the losers, Mamelodi Sundowns and Miguel Cardoso, were keep on their phone. It was offside there, you could see, and all that stuff. And too little, too late, because I do agree that it was offside, but there's nothing you can do now. I think it was tight enough where you can somewhat forgive the linesman. But Jay, having then lost that final, right? That means the chance of domestic cups is gone.
Yeah.
You can just get the league or the Champions League, which are big prizes nonetheless, right? But the league, Sundowns is used to getting the league, and that's the mandate. Get Africa as well, because you always get the league. Get something else. So I think at the top of the list is the Champions League, and then if you can as well, get the domestic cups. But that's gone now. How much pressure is he under now to make sure that he gets a second star and actually does convert the league against the chasing Pirates?
I want to read you a quote that Miguel Cardoso said about pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, pressure is if I wouldn't have my family that loves me. Pressure is if I wouldn't have a club that supports me. I am 52 years old. Sorry. It's time that I live in peace. I don't depend on the judgment of whoever. Well, it's good for you, sir. But best believe you are under pressure. He's under pressure, Chuck. There is no two ways about it. At the end of the day, and we've been speaking about this whole season. I've been saying this entire season, that getting to 2 Champions League semifinals in a row, Rulani, and then being let go of at the end of the season, and then going to Coach Manqoba Mngqithi, who was not originally, my belief, their choice going into the season, but because of how late in the piece the whole Rulani thing happened, they didn't get a chance to get the coach that they would have wanted to replace Rulani if they had all the time in the world. They did then get rid of Manqoba, and I suppose you can look at the cup final loss against Makese as the reason. But then they went and got the coach who eliminated them with Esperance in the semifinals of the CAF Champions League last season. And the reason they go get the coach is so that he can go win the Champions League. Like, it'd be great to win a treble, quadruple, whatever the case may be, since he joined, to win the Nedbank Cup and to win also the league. But you are here. The mandate, the KPI is you are here to win the Champions League. I'm not saying that, and I keep repeating, Sundowns are saying that by their actions of firing a coach who got to the CAF Champions League semifinals. The suggestion is that it's not good enough that you got to the semifinals and got knocked out. You needed to at least get to the final, but essentially what we want you to do is to win another star, the second one in 9 years. That's why Cardoso is here. So now that there is no situation whereby he can come back and say, yeah, but he won the cup, right? Because if he went to the final, would have played a Pirates, and then you would have had the opportunity to redeem the loss and the recent losses in cup competitions against Pirates. That is off the table. Mm-hmm. And with the league is not yet won, so there's pressure to win that as well, because Sundowns have won the league 7 times in a row without you. You can't be the guy who comes in and you stop that, because if you do, everybody's going to look at you as, well, everybody else could do it. I feel like sitting here, I could go coach Sundowns to a league title, but then you didn't do it. And so if he doesn't do that, Chuck, like it takes the pressure even higher. But the Champions League is it. And now the focus is very clearly on, there's nothing else but the league and the Champions League. And as you say, that the narrative, I don't believe this myself. I think every league title is precious, but the narrative is that Sundowns have done it so many times. So it doesn't mean as much as what is their holy grail, the thing that they keep chasing, that they keep going everywhere around the globe, buying players to do. That is to win the Champions League and cement themselves at the top of continental football. So he is under tremendous pressure, Chuck, because the only thing really that will satisfy Sundowns fans and ownership, again, based on their previous actions, and the public at large. People keep saying, like, Sundowns buy every player, and what's the point if you don't then win the Champions League? The only thing that's going to satisfy that is winning the Champions League. So he can say that, and kudos to him. You know, like, it's a great life philosophy. I would say that as well. And if we're looking at life as in totality, he's correct. He's right. You know, but the thing is, there's a reason coaches go bald when they, like, as they progress through their careers, or they go gray early, or they come out and they say things which, I was thinking about this. I'm going like aside for like 5 seconds when I was watching Rulani interact with the media. That do coaches not get media training? Because of all the people involved in football, they seem to get in front of microphones and cameras and say anything and everything that is on their mind. And it stays like that. And you exactly, Chuck. So what is that? That's pressure. The thing that makes them like act like that is pressure. So Miguel Cardoso can say what he likes, but he is under a heck of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think he is under pressure. I do concur, Jay, because you are coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, and what Sundowns has done in recent history is win stuff. Win the league a lot of times, win domestic cups as well. It's been a while since they won the Champions League, but I think that's been their holy grail. That's been their mission for the longest time. But I think we just need to be sober here, actually, and think about this, right? The failure to win Carling Cup, Cardoso was not there. The exit of the MTN8, Cardoso was not there. How they started off in the Champions League, Cardoso was not there. Fine, they've since qualified through the group stages, and they are where they are now in the semis. He got onto the job, obviously, with a good Sundown side. Cool. But the job gets harder from here on out, Jay, because if we think about it, right? One, yeah, she's aren't in the best form, but they've known to be the team to trip up Sundowns when they're running well. I mean, when they were about to go invincible, who came through? It was Chiefs, right? Last season it was Cape Town City, if I'm not mistaken. When you think about the fact that in the semis of the CAF Champions League is Al Ahly, you think about the fact that they're being chased by Pirates, who finally come good because they've always been said to be a team that's good enough to push them, and now they're finally pushing Sundowns. If you look at his points tally and he hits 70 points and does not have the league, you can't be mad. Or if he hits, okay, now 70 suggests that he does win the league, but if he gets to like 68 and doesn't win the league, I get this. It's still pressure, but you can't be mad at that. Is what I'm trying to say. Is that he didn't have a preseason and select his entire squad. Yes, he added Jaden Adams, and who else did he sign? Someone else. My point is this, Jay Oguti. Unfairly so, he is still under pressure, because if you look at this soberly, you look at Pep Guardiola,
Ain't
right?
No unfair, Chuck.
Yeah,
Ain't no unfair.
Look at Pep Guardiola's work, right?
If I were to say this, right? If this was Steve Compella, who after the Sundowns let go of Manqoba Mngqithi, and they said Stelus Bambela until the end of the season, like his caretaker coach, I tell you now that he's under no pressure. This guy was like Coach Miguel Cardoso. The reason they fetched him and put him into a permanent post in the middle of the season is because when they looked at the job that Manqoba Mngqithi was doing, when they looked back on the job that Urulane was doing, in their minds, to improve upon that right here, right now. And that's the negotiation when you sit across the table from them. Oguti, this is what we expect here. We're not hiring you for the next 3 seasons. We're not talking about like after we come back from the Club World Cup and you have a preseason. Right here in the middle of this season, after we've lost the Carling Cup final to Magesi, for the rest of the season, these are our expectations, and you are the person we are counting on to carry us to that